everyone. How are you today? Welcome to the Mycon podcast. I'm Sean Wakimbaloye. How are you, really? It is a question we need to keep asking ourselves, because if you are living in Nigeria today, chances are that you're feeling the weight of both economic pressure and security concerns. Each time the conversation turns to the well-being of the average Nigerian, the defense from the ruling party is consistent that President Bola Tinubu is implementing tough but necessary reforms and that Nigerians should hang in there. But beyond the rising cost of living, security challenges remain right in front of us. There is also a growing distrust in institutions as we inch closer to the 2027 political cycle. The opposition space appears fractured, even as they continue to find their footing, trying to build a more formidable front. And then there are those who argue that Nigeria may be drifting toward a dominant party politics under the APC. Still, it's not all doom and gloom, or is it? Well, our guest is Zainab Buba Galadima. She's blunt, and you probably know where that trait comes from. She recently resigned her membership from the APC. We can say we saw that coming, isn't it? But what exactly informed that decision now? What does she see ahead? And how does she see the state of the nation at this critical moment? The mic is on, and let's get right into it. Zainab Buba Galadima, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
The storm is here.
Yes.
You
it's
said
brewing.
the storm was brewing.
Yes.
It's no longer brewing, is it?
Yeah, it's here.
Right here.
Finally. Yes.
You are such a dramatic person. And I want to query and question your English teacher. Is that how to address a formal letter? I saw your resignation letter.
Yes.
You defied and you disobeyed every rule and law of formal letter writing. Was that deliberate, or you failed English letter writing?
Very deliberate.
Why?
I wanted to leave a lasting impression. And I wrote that letter 5 months ago. And I kept it in my archives. And I wanted to summarize my entire stay in the APC, or my entire impression or feelings about me being in the APC. So I just summarized it into just one little sentence.
And so the dramatic line you dropped, I tried, I'm tired, my conscience left the party, so I quit.
No greeting, no thank you.
I was mean.
That was me?
It was mean
APC was meaner to me.
for a party that made you.
It didn't make me. I contributed to making APC.
You were
APC
given an
become-
appointment.
That appointment. In Hausa, they say SA me gajeran wando. That's like SA with short nika.
What does that mean?
You can't go anywhere. So it wasn't really, it was just,
Why are you sounding like an ingrate? A lot of people wanted that position. You got one, you were not satisfied, and now you are disgruntled. Why?
it's not that I wasn't satisfied or anything. Actually, I did more of a favor to them than they did to me, because it was pro bono. Yeah.
You were not paid salary?
No, I wasn't. I've said it countless times. It wasn't a salary paying job. So I actually contributed to making APC to making APC. So it wasn't.
Because there are those who also say they saw it coming.
Yes.
Good riddance that there are some people in the APC will say,
Yes.
she's been disgruntled, she's been unhappy, we saw it coming, we knew she was going to go. In fact, she's in our party, and her heart is with her father. You know, that's what some members of the APC have been saying.
Yes, obviously. They have the right to think that way. But I know what I've done for APC, and I've known my contribution. If they ask people from my constituency, they can tell them, what I've done. So I don't really care what anybody really thinks. Yes, I like my father, and that cannot change. And sometimes we agree or disagree on his opinions. So, and as a Nigerian, I have the right to be where I want to be and live where I want to live.
You've been disagreeing with your father, but this is one of a few times that you have agreed with him.
It's not like he asked me to leave APC. I told him I was going to leave. He knew that I wasn't really happy with
Agreement
the way
is not that. I mean, being in the on the same terms. That's the part of the. I mean, agreeing that I'm talking about. You've been in different political parties for several years now.
Yes.
He's been in NNPP, but now for the first time you are agreeing to be in one political party. He's in the ADC now.
Yes.
And now you are also in the ADC. At least you have agreed on one thing, to be in the same political
We
party.
just met there. He just heard, but he didn't. He had no influence whatsoever. He saw it like everybody else.
Did you consult with him?
I told him since last month. I told him that I'm thinking of leaving the APC, and really he didn't take me serious because he just thought, it's just one of those things. But I went back to him again. I said, I really want to leave the APC. I can't take it. He still did not say anything. People might think that he would sit down and talk me out of it or talk me into it or anything. No, but he doesn't. And I just woke up one day. I didn't consult anybody. I went to bed, said bye to my friends. I even had an APC meeting. And then I just woke up in the morning and I couldn't, as if something just held me by the neck. And I called one of my cousins. I was like, please, can you open your computer? I need you to just design a letterhead, no matter, just a useless one. I don't really care. I just need you to put this for me. He was like, you're leaving? I'm like, yeah. So I called my ward chairman and submitted my letter. And I just put it on social media. I really did not think that it was going to be a big deal. But then people started calling me, why? Oh, this is hilarious, short and precise. I'm like, yeah. I wanted you to, and then I went ahead to expatiate and explain myself, on the content of the letter. So the head, the body, and the soul of the letter was just one sentence.
You're a true Buba Galadima, isn't it?
Is he
Your
like that? Your
father's blood runs through you, isn't it? I mean, so evident now.
Really? I don't like trouble.
But you breathe trouble the way you.
No,
you
I don't.
now.
I don't look for trouble, but don't look for my trouble.
Has APC look for your trouble now?
Yes, it has, because I'm a Nigerian. I know exactly what is going on. The insecurity, the hunger, the lack of opportunities, no social justice, so many things going on.
Are you just seeing that now?
No, I've seen it a long time ago. See,
You've been part and parcel of the system. All of a sudden,
left.
you're just seeing the light.
My conscience left.
I'm just asking the question as a journalist. I'm imagining that is going to be the question that a lot of people will be asking you.
Yeah.
Are you just seeing that there is hunger? Are you just
seeing
seeing that there is poverty? Are you just seeing that there is insecurity? What have you been waiting for?
First of all, APC is a platform. People make up the APC. And sometimes, as a young person, I did not believe in jumping from one place to another. That was the reason why I stayed. I thought maybe if we had a chance, we could make things better. There are a lot of platforms, but as a politician, you also have to make calculations. And I wanted to see, is there anywhere that will give me a better, option or the best place for me to be and contribute meaningfully, and for people to see that value. But I actually, my conscience left a long time ago. One day, Nigeria happened to me. My son was sick. He couldn't breathe. He was convulsing. So I ran to the hospital with him at 1 a.m. And when I got there, the doctor on duty, pediatrician, he was asleep. And I met a nurse. I left my phone at home. I didn't have any money, home and abroad. I didn't have 500 naira. So, and it was just across the road, Asokoro Hospital from my house. And I told them that, look, I live across the road. My name is Zainab Buba Galadima. I am an technical assistant to the vice president. Please, my brother works here. He was on call yesterday. Please, can you assist me, help me, because my son cannot breathe. His eyes were already turning white. And the lady looked at me and she was like, drop your child there and go and bring 10 to 15,000 naira. I said, leave my child here for you so that you can strangle him before I come back. And lucky enough, before I went to the hospital, I poured water on him. So the water I poured on him with his shirt.
So wet.
That was what cooled his temperature down. And somebody saw me. I was begging her, this lady, because they're so used to seeing dead bodies. My son's dead body was nothing to her. And somebody rushed to call the doctor, and he came. And he was my brother's friend. I introduced myself. He said, yeah, he was here, yes. I said, please help me with your phone. Because you have to go round the hospital to get to my house, because the gate facing my house was locked, and they do not open it. Before my help could go back to the house at 1 a.m. at night to get my phone. And he gave me his phone. So by the time he opened the cannula, before he put it on my son, he regained consciousness. And I finally got my phone. I called my brothers, they came, and they paid 500 naira. Because of 500 naira, my son could have died. So this is just me. I could not drive to Guarimpa, where I have a registration with a private hospital. That was the next, emergency. So many people see as if we do not care. We have relatives. I might be privileged, but some are not. And we know what we do to help other people in need. So yes, my conscience left a long time ago. But if I leave, where do I go where my value will be seen or I could contribute? And I did not want to seem impatient with the system. I wanted to give them the benefit of doubt. And every single day, they keep disgracing me or Nigerians.
What do you mean disgrace?
Because it's hard to defend government. Sometimes you would be like, oh, okay, we promised you this, and then they will go and do otherwise. Look, for example, a government is supposed to protect the lives and properties of people. Now it's beginning to be almost impossible for that to happen. The president last week went to Jos to condole people, and he stopped at the airport. He couldn't go into the town, that there was no light on the runway. Whose fault is that? And then tomorrow, they'll come and be jumping up and down. If they had asked me, I would have said, oh, he should have stayed in Abuja, and they should have flown those women or whoever he wanted to condole. They should have flown them to Abuja so that he can at least. But I felt that was insensitive, highly insensitive.
I mean, do you think you could have done any better? He said he had another engagement
It was just
relating to security with a Chadian
But he went
leader.
He went straight to Ogun State, where they had dinner. I saw the card. There was a dinner.
That was the following day or 2 days later.
Yeah, but he said he had other engagements, and that was one of them. He could have stayed in Jos. There's big enough problems for him to stay for a whole day. Why will he go elsewhere? At least these are your people. No matter what, even if they're from the north, they deserve some respect. What is more important than seeing, to the needs of your people?
The feeling you're saying you have, or you're having about the APC, is that you belong in the group, but then you do not think they represent the values that they profess.
Yes. And I was one of the founding members of APC from CPC. We joined because we believed that late President Buhari was going to bring that change, that ease for the common man. That was the reason why I believed in that.
Did Buhari fail in doing that?
Yes, he did. He did.
Is
And the
Tinubu
people
failing in
around
that
him,
too?
woefully.
So the APC is a failure?
Big time. Big time.
Are
And
you ashamed to have associated yourself with it?
Absolutely. I said it the last time. I am ashamed. I am disappointed. And I cannot, I just cannot, I cannot walk with my shoulders up high and say, oh, okay, I'm part of this government. No, I cannot. I can't.
I mean, was it difficult or easy for you to exit the APC?
It's like a toxic marriage. When you're in a toxic marriage, you will be patient for a very long time. You will take all sorts of rubbish.
With your narcissist partner?
With narcissist, yes. And the day that you decide it's over, you will not miss it. I don't miss APC one bit. I miss some people in it because there's a family that I joined, a family of people that think the way I do. There are still good people. There are good people everywhere. There are bad people everywhere. But you cannot have a platform and then be doing otherwise when you're saying you're progressive. I don't miss it one bit, and I don't regret it, and I'm unapologetic about it. And there is nothing they will do to bring me back.
Are they planning to bring you back?
People are calling me. Why did you leave? I was like, oh, I thought I was invisible. I thought I didn't matter. But yes, people are calling me, people from my ward, people from my local government, from the state, from the federal level. And what gave me, the last week, I went to Malam El-Rufai's house. I met serving senators from APC. I was like, so how's APC? They were like, we're tired. I said, even you? So you people see what is happening? They said, yes. So I can guarantee you that most people in APC are not happy with APC. They're just there because of some convenience or the other. And I don't have any business being there.
So Kano is going to be a state to watch for the election.
Yes.
There might be surprises from there.
It's not a surprise. It's obvious.
That
APC
what?
has lost it.
Make it a date with Shun Okunbaloy on Mike On Podcast every Saturday at 7 p.m. as he x-rays issues beyond the regular and dives deeper to depths that allow him bring you answers to questions on your mind. In this podcast room, everything points to accountability, and you are the boss. No one understands how to hold public figures to account like Shun Okunbaloy. Catch Mike On Podcast live this Saturday at 7 p.m. on YouTube, Instagram, and X.
So what you are describing is some kind of implosion in the house, but it's sinking.
Yes.
But because on the outside, the APC look very populated. Mm-hmm. And it looks popular within the circle. But you are saying, what you're saying is totally different, that in fact there could be a possibility of fifth columnist. Mm-hmm. Within a rank and file of the APC.
Yes.
Is that what you are saying?
Yes. Let me even give you an example. Let's take Kanu. You know, some people were promised automatic tickets. Some people are conversing or consulting because of their ambitions, governorship and stuff like that. For example, the Deputy Senate President. He's doing well, you know, his governorship ambition, and all of a sudden the governor decamps. So that pocket has been shut. Now, people that they met in the APC are not happy with them. Because number one, the governor is not going to give them money. He doesn't even trust them. They don't trust each other. So how can they work for him? They're not going to work for him. So even within the APC, there are factions, there are different...
Gawuna has gone to ADC.
Yes.
He's already with Kwankwanso.
Yeah.
So Kano is going to be a state to watch for the election.
Yes.
There might be surprises from there.
It's not a surprise. It's obvious.
That
APC
what?
has lost it.
In Kano?
Yes.
Gabriel Yusuf will lose in Kano.
Have you seen? He has lost. From the day he declared for APC, he lost that election.
Is it because your father is a close ally to Kwankwanso? That's why you're saying this?
No, it's not that. It's because, you know, as much as we do politics, we spoke earlier, there is something called honor. And in politics, too, people expect loyalty. You see, even if he's doing well as a governor, he has erased that by his actions, by beating the hand that fed him. And that he was not honorable in that decision that he made. And that was,
governor?
Yeah, it wasn't honorable at all. It wasn't. For 40-something years, you were with somebody. You did not see their flaws. He did not offend you in any way. It's after you want to join APC. So what truly is the problem? Why did you leave?
But Kwankwanso was going to join the APC at some point.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't. It
They
was
were
just
talking.
propaganda.
They were talking.
No, that was in the beginning.
He went to see the president.
That was in the beginning.
But it didn't work out. It could have been.
It didn't work out. And I don't want to be the bearer of bad news or unconfirmed, because I have privileged information. There are some people behind it that it couldn't work out. And to be honest, the president...
I didn't want Kwankwanso to come to the APC.
Yes, because they will be irrelevant. And to be honest, the people around the president or around the corridors of power are not making it easy for the president. It happens in most corridors of power. You keep people like my friend Alwan would say, termites that will make you look so bad in the eyes of people, because you can't be everywhere all the time. You have to delegate. You have to put people in positions to be able to carry out, your mandate. And right now, they're not doing a good job, because their presence or their actions are making it so easy for people to lose trust and confidence in the government.
Have around him people that are deceiving him?
Yes.
Or?
Because he actually thinks that he is so popular that nobody can beat him. And like I told you, this is going to be the toughest battle of his life.
You said so?
Yes.
And you said that that his support might be below 30%.
Maybe now low.
Lower than that?
Lower. You see and hear what is happening. People now, APC people are getting beaten up. Like you can't go in front of people in remote areas and preach APC to them when they cannot sleep at night, when it's difficult for them to go to farm and get what to eat, to make ends meet, when there are no schools, or if they send their children to schools at night, some gunmen will come and carry them, and they will take ransom from them, and then after the ransom, they will still kill some people. How do you go and send a message of, I'll secure your lives and properties, or I'll make sure that you get food, or we have agricultural schemes or policies that will make sure that you do this, when you are giving waiver to people to bring in rice, and by the time they bring in rice, and the fertilizer the local farmers buy here is more when you put together the cost of the rice farmed here in Nigeria is a lot more expensive than the one imported, after giving waiver to other people. So how do you tell this kind of people that, look, I'm going to bring ease to you? No, it's not possible.
So that's the reason why you think that this election will be the toughest battle that President Tinubu will ever see.
Yes, it's going to be. It's going to be.
Tough battle, yeah. Those who say,
it wasn't.
But being a tough battle doesn't mean that it will not win. That those who have called this election, that it will be tough for Bola Tinubu, but he will still win the election. That those who are calling it already.
I'm not too confident about that. They're saying it because that's where their food is. We see from the other, side of, from the other side, away from them, and we know what is happening. People know what's happening. And if you genuinely sit people down and say, look, are you really going to support this government? They can't give you a straight answer. They're not too confident about that. There are very few people that can look at people in the face and say, I'm not doing. And this is why.
But there must have been some successes that this government has achieved. Are you overlooking those?
No, I am not. But it's not the significance is not too high.
It's not commensurate.
I think they could do better. When I think it's a selfish government. Just last week, I saw that they paid 3.3 trillion to offset debts in the power sector. And in May 2024, they still did the same thing. So why are we having double?
There's a pre-approval and there's an approval for it. Approval doesn't mean exact disbursement. There was an initial release of about 300 billion or so. And if you're following the power sector issues, you will know that there is a backlog of almost 5 or 7 trillion naira debt owed to the companies, and which is one of the problems they have.
That's why we're not having light.
Oh, well, I mean, we had gas shortage and there were issues. I mean, they will be able to defend themselves better, but I mean, these are the facts in the public domain.
Yeah. I know the CNG is getting to take off. You can't completely zero or write off, efforts. I know the CNG is taking off. They have buses going around, and stuff, but still, it's not that easy. CNG is over 500 naira per liter, compared to the fuel that we had when they came into power. 197 per liter.
So you're an estimation. You think that whatever good that has happened in the APC there is an imbalance by the bad
Yes.
that has also happened.
Yes.
But that is exactly what the government has predicted from day one, that it will take time to turn around what has become a systemic and a generational problem. Reforms, that's what is being called. Is it that some of us Nigerians are impatient with this government, are not seeing the reforms, or what exactly do you think is happening?
It's hard to make to repair. It's easy to destroy, but it's very hard to repair. What I'm going to say is sometimes let the masses not be the only ones making the sacrifice. Okay, yes, they'll say, okay, they've removed subsidy, but then you hear that they just bought jets, state-of-the-art jet for the president. Oh, there's a 1 billion naira car, bulletproof car. These are things that are so insensitive, and I feel like the government can do better. And I don't think we should be the only ones making sacrifices while they enjoy, from our suffering.
Now, I'm wondering, so you are now moved to the ADC, right?
Yes.
Officially.
Yes, I have.
I thought you would have been a member of the City Boy movement. Did you meet Sheyi and the City Boy crew?
I've had meetings with some of them, but I'm not interested. I do understand that young people want to be heard, they want to contribute, but why would you give me rice to go and share to my people or mats to go and put in mosques? Is that what we need? That's an insult to me. They don't rate young people. So why should I be there? I go where I'm rated, and if I'm not, I just stay in the corner. And
did you meet Sheyi Tinubu?
I met him before the 2023 elections.
Not around the City Boy movement.
No.
You didn't think that you could have played a role in the City Boy movement?
No, there's a mindset that they have, and that does not go along with my values and my principles.
And what is the mindset?
It's the way they think it belongs to them. Nigeria belongs to only them. Do you understand? And I believe that I have a stake as well. I don't have to beg. I don't have to lower myself to be able to fit in. No, I don't. So that's not the kind of thing that I want to be. I've met him. He's a very pleasant guy. Hello, hi, bye. But no, I've never been to go and no, I can't do that. And I feel like I'm too old for that. I'm too old for
You are too old to meet Sheyi Tinubu?
No, I'm too old to be kneeling down, to be doing all the... I'm too old. I can't do it. I can't. I've done that a long time ago.
Is that what they do around that cycle?
They do... Oga, I can't do it.
To him?
Yeah. Or to people around, people that... See, me, I don't have a godfather because I wasn't built that way. So I have seen what they do, and I've seen the people that I read or I saw on social media, one of the agents of City Boy, he took mats, praying mats, leather mats to mosque and rice to share to people. And they're even taking pictures with him. And then he'll come back and say he's working. So that because they know that Nigeria is divided based on religious, they'll say, oh, okay, they care about... No, I don't. I don't subscribe to that. So I can't... I've built a name, and honestly, people might call it maybe arrogance or pride or something, but no, it's not for me.
So you are up to run for an office, isn't it? Is it House of Reps or House of Assembly? Or what is your plan?
It wasn't my plan, but people pressured me. And they were like, if not now, when? And I figured, okay, what do I have to lose? I might as well try. Because if we keep letting people, like the ones we have, some of the ones we have in the National Assembly, they are not even, they're worse than rubber stamp. We just hear on headlines, oh, they've approved this, they've approved that. We can't sit down and let these people keep selling our future. So I figured I might as well try.
So you're running for the House of Reps?
Yes, I am.
In Adamawa?
No, in Abuja.
In Abuja.
I was councillor here.
Okay.
Yes.
Under the APC.
No, I was councillor under CPC.
Under CPC.
Then
before it was
yes.
Amalgamated
Yes,
into,
to
or it emerged into the APC. So, House of Reps,
Yes.
ADC.
Yes.
You've not gotten the ticket yet. The
No.
party is not even sure whether it's going to be on the ballot
We'll be fine. We'll sort it out.
with what is going on,
Yes.
right?
I believe it will be sorted.
You saw what happened on the street today?
Who?
Nafi Bala, Honorable Leke Abejide, the protest, the counter protest, because we saw one yesterday.
Yes.
It does look like ADC now has three different groups. You have the David Mark, you have the leadership favored by Dumebi Kachuku, and you have another one by Bala.
So does APC.
Go
APC
there.
too has faction too. There's a new one. Did you hear about the doctor
woman.
lady? Yes.
That says she is going to.
That's politics for you. It's just a very stupid street. It's not. People just,
So the North is not with Bola Tinubu.
Not the masses. He might have all the governors, but he doesn't have the masses. And maybe people around him are lying to him that he does. Or maybe if they give them rice, because that is the only solution to every problem we have. They shoot you, they give you rice. They kill you, they give you rice. They want you to go to school, they give you rice. Everything is about rice.
Follow Mike On Podcast on Instagram at the Mike On Podcast. Follow Mike On Podcast on Facebook at the Mike On Podcast.
But the fear that people have that the chances of the ADC is very slim, and it's too dangerous to ply any political trade at the moment, because anything could happen to the party's future, especially with the David Mark leadership going into 2027 elections. It's a 50-50 chance. And the matter in court could be decided late, that which affect them in getting into the scheme of the timelines, and also it could be against the David Mark leadership.
Yes, but
Where does that leave you?
we'll still try. There's nothing wrong in trying. You either win or you lose. That's politics or that's life. So I don't see it as anything. I'm not discouraged. And if you see the way people are rushing and registering under ADC, you would be surprised. So I think that is a threat. And the ruling party doesn't really want ADC to see the light of day.
Why are you blaming the ruling party?
You can see people that are supporting the APC are the ones protesting against ADC, and they're supposed to be ADC members. So
They say that those who have come newly now hijack the party.
hijack is a strong word.
But that's what they claim.
Yes.
They're alleging that there are hijackers led by David Mark and the rest.
Well, that is what any politician would say if they want relevance. So I think it is something that needs diplomacy and discussion. Sit down and sort it out. And I believe that will come around.
You think this is not a bandwagon effect that you're following?
No, because at least
Everybody
I'm free.
seems to be running to the ADC.
Because at least I am free. Why I joined the ADC is not because of the leaders. It's
Why?
not because of it. When you look at the David Mark-led team, a lot of young people that never thought in their entire life would have a seat at the table. It is where they have accepted the fact that young people have a place, and they're giving them that chance. They're allowing them to participate and to do whatever it is for their future. We never. It's almost a youth party. So when you look at the leadership on the National Working Committee, that's what you see. So that was what gave me that. And you can't go and join a party that is silent, or you will not be heard.
You said that you are embarrassed, you're tired of being in the APC because they're disappointing you, and they have now fulfilled the aspirations, some of what made some Nigerians to follow and support the APC. But the elements in the ADC are the same set of people who framed the APC that you said is a failure.
Yes.
The likes of Rotimi Amechi, the Abubakar Malamis of this world, the Nasser El-Rufai of this world, the Aminu Tambuwals of this world, the John Oyeguns of this world, and the Atiku Abubakars of this world. They are the ones who are the foundation members, those who framed and did the framework of the APC. Is it not hypocritical of you to be blaming, and yet, as it's convenient to you, you're still working with those who you are now blaming in inference are the cause of the problems?
Well, let me add somebody. My father is a signatory to the formation of APC. But he walked away based on principles.
Is he not one of the culprits too?
You might say that.
If you say, so the question is that if you say the APC is a failure, we should put everyone that represented the APC since 2014 in the one basket.
Including me.
So why should Nigerians respect or listen to people like you?
But because
you're so chained to Nigeria. Change it. That's what was very popular on the street of the North at the time. But here we are today. One of you're saying that change was...
Well, for me, I left based on principles. And for other people too, they left based on their reasons.
Not convenience.
Some might be convenience. I can't rule that out. I can only talk for myself. But the thing I told you, they have accepted the fact that young people or other people have a stake as well. So they have to be part of this. As much as, for example, if you have a problem in your house, do you call somebody to fix it for you? You don't. You fix it yourself. So I want to believe that they're looking back at their mistakes and trying to fix it.
Why should we trust them this time around?
We really do not have any choice. We don't have any option. It's either we go APC or we go the other way.
This is the same narrative. Some of us are here and we reported it. The same narrative. They say Jonathan failed, PDP has failed Nigerians. They are not sensitive to Nigerians. They are not this, they're not that. They're going into an alliance that will bring about the aspiration, and we're going to change this country. And now here we are, 10 years down the line, and we're still crying that we're still in the same quagmire as we were told that it will change. But you are saying that it has not changed. So why should we, Nigerians? It looks like a hopeless scenario that we found ourselves, isn't it?
That is the life. That is the hope. Because if there's another option, let that option come forward and prove it. Do you understand? But for now, these people that we say have destroyed this country, they should come back and fix it. And we're going to help them fix it. So that's why when I talk, I don't really like to point fingers, because I've been in those corridors of power, and I do understand the system sometimes does not allow you. There are bad people, but sometimes we have molded the system in the sense that it doesn't really allow people that want to work properly. So if these people want to fix it, if there's another option, I'll gladly,
the people that couldn't even fix a little party problem, and
they'll fix it.
Really?
Because I see there's so many hands that want to destroy so many things. If you look at all the parties, you'll see that there are a lot of rifts and
Nigeria is more complex than ADC problems.
Yes, it is.
So if they cannot fix it, they run to the streets. And you imagine. I'm just hypothetically asking the question of competency and capacity of these people who said they want Bola Tinubu and the APC out of the way, and they want to take charge of this country to fix the problem. So you'll be asking, the very present complex problem that you are having right now, have you been able to fix it?
They will fix it. But you said they ran to the streets. If you look back in history, President Tinubu has been in countless protests.
In 2014.
Even before then,
figures.
even during the military era.
Side by side, you can put the picture of the protest of 2014. John Oyegun, I can remember vividly, was there.
Maimala, with the president.
Baba Akande,
yes.
The president, Bola Tinubu.
Yeah.
I'm not sure Atiku was on that train at the time. I know that Rotimi Amechi and the rest. They were in that truck, similar to what we saw.
Because that is
today.
the only constitutional way of expressing your disappointment or or to seek for change. Do you carry guns? No, you don't carry guns. But that is the only way you can peacefully.
Yeah. Zainab,
Yes.
you spoke about the word on the street of of northern Nigeria the last time.
Yes.
You said there is an unpopular opinion about this government in the north.
Yes.
Has that changed?
It's worse. It's worse. People
So
get
the north is not with Bola Tinubu.
not the masses. He might have all the governors, but he doesn't have the masses. And maybe people around him are lying to him that he does, or maybe if they give them rice, because that is the only solution to every problem we have. They shoot you, they give you rice. They kill you, they give you rice. They want you to go to school, they give you rice. Everything is about rice. So I don't know. They're not telling him the truth.
You don't think rice can win them the
No,
election?
this rice, even if it's basmati, is not going to do much for them. They will take it, but they will not do.
You sure do you think that this is a unified opinion of the average northerner? You are an Abuja politician. When was the last time you went to Adamawa, your home state? Yobe.
Yes.
When was the last time?
2 weeks ago.
So you are connected to the people.
Oh, absolutely. My relatives are there. My entire family are there. Immediate family. My mother's sisters, my father's cousins. My father is the only child, so all his relatives are there. They were half in Maiduguri, half there, but now mostly are in Yobe.
Borno controlled by the APC.
Yes.
Yobe controlled by the APC. Adamawa controlled by the APC.
No.
Gombe controlled by the APC. Niger controlled by the APC. Kwara controlled by the APC. Bauchi is the only state in the north.
But have they been able to eliminate insecurity, or have they been able to eliminate poverty?
They will tell you that they met it on the ground and they're trying to fight it.
You know, sometimes you have to be intentional about what you do. You know, it's the intention that matters. Are you trying hard to see that these things are being fixed? Or are you putting people in place that will make sure that these things are fixed? So it's the intention.
Zainab, do you trust INEC to deliver a free and fair election?
No.
Why?
Because I believe he's compromised.
By who?
If the president has the right to appoint an INEC chairman, will that INEC chairman be independent? The INEC chairman jumped the gun. I believe that the ADC, for example, has done things right. Just like there was an explanation by Senator Dino Malai on how there was a NEC meeting, how they informed them in August, and how this guy, the nephew guy, was present, and how they have notified them again and again. So it's like having a pregnant wife. Your wife tells you, I'm pregnant today, just barely maybe 2 weeks old pregnancy, and then you just go and buy a ram, just waiting. You are not even going to wait to see how the pregnancy goes for the next maybe 8 months before you get ready or something. You just go jump the gun and just start making preparations for Owambe. That's what he did. And he's not independent at all. I think he's compromised. And I think he should go.
The INEC chairman?
Yes, he should go.
What
He's
is
compromised. He's compromised.
Just because you don't like his face?
I don't know him. I only see him on the news or maybe on newspapers, but I believe that is not in his place. By the interpretations that I got, it's not in his place to do what he did. You could see the other people's hands right in his decisions. And I believe being entrusted with so much responsibility, you shouldn't be biased, you should be fair, and you should take that thing seriously.
Your father's views are very strong against the government of Bola Tinubu and the APC. You share some of his...
Yeah, I share some of them. Most Nigerians share some of them. What he says is not far from the truth. When he talks about insecurity, is it a lie? When he talks about impunity, is it a lie? When he talks about the government being insensitive to the plight of Nigerians, is it a lie? It's not a lie. So the truth is one. Forget about him being a person or being an individual with an opinion. But what he says, is it the truth? And the truth has no colors. It's just one. Yes.
Are you worried about the participation of young people in our elections? They seem to be cut off. They seem to be aloof.
Yeah, there's this nonchalant attitude because trust has eroded over the years. The governments are acting in ways that they shouldn't. There's no trust because there's no transparency, there's no accountability. And so people feel, okay, why should I even bother myself? But you have to try. You cannot give up. Because I myself sitting here, I don't see my future in this country. Talk more of my children. And if I don't do it for myself, I have to do it for my children because I do not want to leave a broken Nigeria for them. So I want to make sure that within to the best of my ability, I contribute in positive ways that will make their lives better as well.
You are gunning to be in the House of Reps. What difference do you hope to bring by being a lawmaker?
Number one, I'm not going to be a bench warmer. I'm not going to be a bench warmer. I'm going to fight the system. I'm going to make sure that...
And they will suspend you.
Somebody in our house said that if I was in the house in the last elections, that they will suspend me before they suspend Natasha. But truth is truth. Like who was it? The Emir Sanusi once said, "You can suspend me, but you can't suspend the truth." So the truth is one, and I'm not going to be a bench warmer. I'm going to be a voice, and I'm going to make sure that I see women, children, and young people are being uplifted by some policies that we try to change.
The minister in the FCT, Yensam Wike, and what you see with Senator Ireti Kingibe, it's been a frustrating relationship between and people that think, look, they should be working together harmoniously for the interest of the people.
Yes.
Would you be working with Minister Wike? Should he be elected as House of Reps member for the FCT?
He might not be a minister of FCT when the...
What if he is?
If he is, there are... I've met him before, and what you see sometimes outside is what... He was nice to me, but I've never worked with him. And I'm sometimes a patient person, unless you push me to the wall. But I think in any way you find yourselves, try to understand who you're dealing with. You have to understand who you're dealing with.
So you will work with Wike if he's the minister?
Do I have a choice? I don't have a choice. But then there should be some respect. Yes.
In the whole, have you informed the vice president? Have you spoken to him because you're working? Your appointment is under his office.
Which vice president?
Kashim Shettima.
I'm not under his office. I worked with Yemi Oshibaju.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I worked. I don't work with this.
So your appointment ended with Buhari government.
Yes, it ended with Buhari. First tenure actually. I didn't go back the second time. Like I told you, I lost it since a long time ago. So
and since then you become a dissident.
I worked with Senator Ahmed Lawan, IDP. They call us IDP, internally displaced politicians. But I don't work with Vice President Kashim Shettima. But I have a very good relationship with him.
Is that where you're living?
No, I told you. I just woke up one day and I couldn't just spend another hour in.
Have you been received in the ADC?
Yes. Well, I haven't officially gone, but yeah, because it was just a few days ago.
If the APC and Bola Tinubu wins this election, what would be your reaction?
I'll be disappointed.
That they won or they win?
I'll be disappointed if they win. I'll be disappointed and surprised. Seeing what I'm seeing on ground, they don't deserve re-election.
What if the people vote them?
The people will not vote them. Trust me. The people are not with them. The governors or the powerful are with them, but not the people.
Zainab, Buba, Galadima, thank you so much. It's a pleasure having you on the MyCon podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for coming again.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. But that's our conversation. Calm, reflective, but yet very direct. Yeah, the Buba Galadima blood still runs. Well, you might see differences, but one thing I see is the fact that both the daughter and the man in question are always saying their minds. Now, Zainab Buba Galadima has exited the APC, finding ourselves in the ranks of the ADC. The elections that could be an interesting one. But what are your views? Share with us and let's know how you perceive the election climate as it presently is right now, and what do you see for the nearest future. Don't stop the conversation. Let it continue. They say young people don't like politics, but if you don't do politics, whatever way you want to do it, you are disconnected to power. In whatever way you are, you have power and it's in your hands. The power to vote out and to vote in. Thank you so much, everyone, for being part of this conversation today. Don't forget that you can subscribe, you can follow, and you can share. And when you subscribe and follow us, next time that you have a fresh episode, you're easily allotted. But thank you so much. Keep the conversation going. The mic is off at this time. I'm Sean Wakimale. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining us on this edition of Mike On Podcast with Seun Okimbaloy. Mike On Podcast for the independent mind.